Hey everybody, today I want to show you how to divide strands on Boondoggle. If you have Superbrick or Wall and you want to divide the strands into some of my more unique projects, probably along the lines of my holy Boondoggle projects, then you're going to need to learn how to do this. And it's actually a very simple concept. It's just a little tricky to explain. It's easier if you look, and I find that most people don't have a lot of problems with doing this once they learn. So you do want to know how to do the Superbrick stitch and the square stitch. So both of these stitches, you're going to want to know how to do those, and I will also link them down below for you. And that's just because these are the stitches. Okay, so let's say you've already started your Superbrick and you've done a few stitches. This is usually what this stitch entails, is starting with Superbrick, and then you will go into square. So if you want to separate this, and by the way, since you have 8 strands in here, you can create 2 square. And if you want to create 3 square, you would add 2 more strands, total strands, and then you would have enough for 3. Basically, you just want to, do the matrix of if the stitch requires 4 strands total, you would need to add 2 strands. If, for instance, you wanted to do 1 square and 1 brick, you would add just 1 more strand to this, and you could do 1 square and 1 brick. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is, kind of look at this and see what colors you have going here. I'm going to show you using the orange just because it's different than the white and the yellow, so they're not all the same looking. And you just want to start off with your little loop that you normally do. Don't use these 2 strands here. Only do 1 loop. Okay? Take this green, and you just want to cover this tail and go through this loop. Okay? And just like doing the square, you're only going to do the square. But instead of taking this green and crossing over and under here, you want to take this yellow strand and you want to kind of fold it under so that you go over this orange strand and under that tail, that loop. Okay? So if you watch, when I pull it tight, I have a stitch. Okay? Then you just want to do second stitch. So, do your usual. It's okay that it's a little loose here because as you do your second stitch, it will tighten it up. I feel like singing today, probably because I had chorus. Okay, so doing my second stitch. You probably hear all these tapping noises from the Boondoggle strands hitting the microphone. Okay, so there's my second stitch. It's locking it into place. Just do a couple more, and then I will do the other side. Yes, I know this is a weird way of doing the Boondoggle stitch, but I don't know, I've done it forever. And just remember that when you want this yellow strand to get back into the center, you're going to do an even amount. If you don't want it back in the center, you'd rather have the green in the center, then you would do an odd amount. Okay? But I wanted it back in. So now you have these 4 strands here, and you're just going to go ahead and create the square. So there you have it. 1 stitch. And prepping for a second one. I did 4 stitches of the other side here, so I just want to do 3 more over here so that I have a total of 4 on each side. You probably would, I recommend keeping them even. I've never actually done it when they're not even, and I think I might. I think that might be one of my next projects, is to try them with the sides not even, just to see what it does. I actually recently completed a new project, and I need to finish filming my collection videos. I don't know why I haven't done that yet. So those will be up soon. Maybe I'll film them tonight, actually. Okay. So I have 4 on this side, and I'm going to tighten this 4 here. Okay, now to put this back together, you might want to put your finger over it, and before you do that, again, you want to make sure everything's nice and tight, and you want to make sure that the stitches, this yellow is going to come in over like that, so you want to keep that one on that side, this one on this side, and I like to start with the green, just because it's easier for me to see it, and then I'll start on the left and work my way over. So I do one orange strand through, and then I do this next orange strand. This is also a little easier to see because you can kind of tell if your stitch is going to fall out on you, and I will link that down below, as I do with all of my boondoggle projects. What to do if your links fall out, if your stitches are falling out on you, if you can't get them to stay. It actually I explain why that happens, and you'll understand. So if you see what I just did, I redid the stitch of boondoggle of Superbrick, and I just took those yellow strands and put them back into this green strand, and instead of just having the green strand used for square, I had it as a Superbrick and went all the way across. Then pull this tight. Now this is going to look a little funky because it kind of like indents here. See how it's like indenting in the yellow? So just do a second stitch and it will fix that. I'm doing my boondoggle a little funny way too, just because this is a fast way and it's how I do it, not the way I necessarily recommend teaching or learning. But I do show you how to do it like this, sort of, kind of, in my wall video, just because it's really easy to do when you have multiple strands. Okay, so there you go. Now I have a little window in there. This stitch is really going to help you when you're doing the heart or the chain link or anything along those lines. And whenever it's required for use, I will link that along with it, and I will also show you how to make the project. I know that like with my wall and my super twist and stuff, I don't necessarily show you how to make all of the projects, and I kind of just explain it, but I will show you how to do them because it is a little bit more confusing, especially when the braiding one. That one is really confusing, but that one I probably won't make for a very long time because that was a project and about 1900. Yeah, so I hope you liked this video. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to message me, and I'll try and get back as soon as I can.